What's up everybody, welcome to another quick tip tutorial. I am Clormo and today I'm going to be talking about the ChromaVerb, which is another one of those new things that came with Logic Pro X 10.4. And what the ChromaVerb lets you do, it's essentially just be another reverb plugin with a lot more high quality. You're going to get better results, and in my opinion it's a little bit easier to understand, get a hang for it, and start dealing with it right away. And for those of you that don't know what reverb is, just a recap, reverb is just how the sound spreads inside a room and how it interacts with the materials, the distance, the size of the room, and all of that. So enough of me talking. Let's just get into Logic Pro X, and I have here this is how the ChromaVerb plugin will look in the main window right away. And I'm gonna turn that or close that. Let's just listen to this little Apple loop, which is Blue Steel Guitars right there. If you don't have it, remember to download all your sound packs. So without the ChromaVerb, actually gonna make it a little bit faster because we're gonna listen to that a lot. I'm gonna bring back the ChromaVerb, gonna turn it on, and what I want to do here, more than just talking about the different controls that we have on the plugin, just do more a demo type of thing, because I have explained those before and I don't want to waste too much time on that, to keep it as a quick tip. And now let's listen to that with just the default settings that I brought here. Already sounding way different. And what do we have here with the ChromaVerb? So there's two views. The main view, or the dampening EQ, is gonna have a frequency dampening type of EQ. It has 4 bands and you have different peaks and shelves, and you can see the different parameters for each. At the bottom here you have your frequency, your Q, your ratio, and you can move those around obviously. And that in combination with this controls down here is gonna give you or is gonna shape the room for you. It's gonna position your instrument in the room, and it's gonna tell it how it interacts with the materials and all that, and the size. Then the detail window has an output EQ, so that's going to be a product of what you have in your dampening EQ. But interestingly enough, there's also a modulator down here, so controls for that, which I'm not going to go into big detail because stuff that I have covered before. But the main or more important things that I want to focus on this video and to give you a heads up is, one, you have this room pop-up, and you can select it from different rooms, and depending on what room you select, it's the different shelves and peaks that you have available. Not much change between any of them. There's going to be a different frequency content, so I typically would advise for you to go with a room or a big like a hall type of room, so that you can work from there. And then down here there's two things, the decay and the distance. The decay lets you go from 1/4 of a second to 100 seconds, and that's very good, because imagine that sound traveling through the room and the decay being that much, then that sound is going to bounce off the space and until it dies, right? It's going to take longer for it. But you can also match it with your tempo and synchronize it, which is very important for types of music like the one I do, which is hip hop, or more techno poppy type of music, right? Then the distance for last is what's gonna determine how far or how close your instruments are in relation to the space and to each other. So this is more intuitive, more, in my opinion, easier to grasp than from other reverb plugins. So now if you want to put some instrument down at the back, you will go here and make sure that it's farther away or closer, depending on what you want to achieve. So let's start playing with this around, just to give you a quick demo. And let's start just by saying, let's just bring the factory, the default. Let's do that again. Just gonna make this bigger. play around with the decay first. So with that decay, I'm gonna now play with the distance around. And all that I did there was very subtle as far as the result goes, because the wet signal is only at 50%. It's not fully routing the signal through the plugin. But now, let's make that 100%, or let's go from a... You can also diminish, obviously, with the original signal. Another thing that you are gonna notice if you're working with newer Mac computers that support the visualization, you're gonna see here a big, like a rainbowy type visual result of the plugin. I don't see it on mine because my Mac Pro unfortunately is pre-2012, and the graphics card apparently can't support that, even though I have upgraded my Mac to have more power and etc. It's just something that you're gonna notice you may notice in your setup, and it's not here, and you know, that's the reason why. So let's just keep playing around with some of these parameters to close the video out. I'm gonna make the room size smaller. Let's go play with a little bit with the details. This is the stereo width. So let's see, just one final thing. Just change the room for let's see. So a dark room. And you obviously have your different presets in here, and they're even in different categories that may give you an idea of what you want to do if you just want to have a starting point to get you going, if you are intimidated a little bit with changing parameters around. But that's pretty much it, what you can do with the ChromaVerb. I don't know if you noticed, but in my opinion, the result of the sound which was much better, and in a quicker way you could get good results, and things that you can actually visualize, even though the visualization is not active in my setup. What I mean by that is that you can in your mind visualize how you're moving, how you're making the space bigger and moving things around inside the space. At least that's what I think. So with that, I'm gonna leave you for this video. Remember, if you like this, to support me and subscribing to my channel on YouTube, Clormo. And if you want to stay up to date with everything else that I'm doing, go pay me a visit at www.chlormoindustries.com. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.